In every country and culture, there are always some people who like scary and creepy stuff. That's why, either it's Hollywood or Bollywood, you will always find horror films. Being the biggest film industry on the planet, Bollywood has produced its share of creepy content. So, today, the Film Gossips has picked up some of the scariest movies from Indian cinema. If you haven't watched any of these films, then beware of spoilers ahead. And before we run this countdown, do like and subscribe to our channel, The Film Gossips. And that being said, let's roll. At number 5, we got Zambard.
सरकार पूरी जिंदगी ढूंढता रहा, कुछ नहीं मिला उसे। और उस पुड़िया का क्या? जाने के बारे में वो कुछ ना कुछ तो जरूर जानती होगी।
The number 5 entry on today's list is this mythological horror film. Released in 2018, it is directed by Rahi Anil Brave and Anand Gandhi. Filled with cult-like horror scenes, this film stars Soham Shah and Jyoti Malche in lead roles. Its plot is based on Hastar, a cursed god who is trapped in a well in Zambard. Catastrophe begins when people start to worship Hastar and sought his cursed gold. Its cinematography and film editing are top-notch. Although it is based on mythological horror, it manages to deliver its scariness in a unique way. It was a commercial and critical success upon its release. Made with a budget of 5 crores, it went on to earn more than 14 crores at the box office. Critics praised the concept, cinematography, and editing of this horror film. It received many accolades, which include 2 Filmfare Awards for Best Sound Mixing and Art Direction.
ये तो सिर्फ एक ही है, वहाँ तो पूरा का पूरा खजाना छुपा हुआ है। चल ना खजाना कहाँ ढूंढते हैं आई।
16?
At number 4, we got 13B. Fear Has New Address. Released in 2009, this Hindi Tamil film is one of the finest horror films of Indian cinema. Directed and written by Vikram Kumar, it features Madhavan and Neethu Chandra in lead roles. Its story revolves around a family man, Manohar, who moved to a new apartment, 13B, with his family. But soon, he discovers there is a serial running on TV whose story resembles them. This psychological horror film is written very intelligently. From jump scares to character development, everything is up to point with the overall theme of it. It became a huge critical and commercial success in 2009, and it spawned many remakes in different languages. It earned 23 crore on the box office against a production budget of 6 crores. It gained positive reviews from critics who praised its story, direction, and performance of Madhavan. If you want to watch some really great psychological horror films, then 13B is made for you. At number 3, we got डरना जरूरी है.
डरने की क्या बात है यहाँ?
तभी कान की यहाँ पर इस घर के अंदर एक आदमी 6 महीने से मुझे परेशान कर रहा है. You think I'm joking with you?
At number 3 spot, we have this anthology horror film. It is a sequel to the 2003 film Darna Mana Hai, which was also an anthology horror film. Being an anthology type movie, it consists of 6 short stories and each one is written and directed by a different person. The people who collaborated are Ram Gopal Verma, Sajid Khan and Prawal Raman. The film starts with 6 children who enter a haunted house on a stormy night. There they met an old lady who dared them to sit and hear 6 different horror stories. Then viewers start to see these short films. It was met with mixed reviews from the critics who criticized its narrative but praised its direction. It is not a hardcore horror film where you will see horrific scenes. Rather, it delivers psychological horror chills to its audience. It has an ensemble cast like Amitabh Bachchan, Arjun Rampal, Anil Kapoor and Bipasha Basu. It was a commercial success at the box office and generated a reasonable profit.
जिंदगी में कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. बहुत हो गया, मजाक चल गया. आप समझ क्यों नहीं रहे?
At number 2, we got Booth.
यहाँ तो कोई नहीं है. मेम साहब को क्या हुआ?
कुछ नहीं.
Like psychological horror films, Bollywood has also supernatural horrors which will give you nightmares. If we talk about the supernatural, then this film deserves its rightful praise. Released in 2003, it is directed and written by acclaimed Ram Gopal Verma. It stars Ajay Devgan, Urmila Matondkar and lead characters, while Rekha, Nana Patekar and Fardeen Khan are in supporting roles. Its premise is based on a couple who move to a new house. There, the wife's body becomes possessed by the previous resident, who committed suicide after killing her son. The magnificent acting of Urmila and direction make this film stuff for nightmares. It was a huge blockbuster and earned 240 million against a budget of 68 million rupees. At number 1, we got Raz.
आप भूत प्रेत में यकीन करते हैं? आत्माएं अच्छी बुरी.
There are several horror films made by Bollywood, but none can compare with this film. It was directed by Vikram Bhatt and stars Bipasha Basu, Dino Moria and Ashutosh Rana as lead characters. Its story follows a couple who is haunted down by a spirit of a dead girl. It was a huge hit in India and became the third highest grossing film of that year. For this story, direction and music score, it was heavily praised by the public and the critics. Its success launched the Raz film franchise, which is still running. Apart from being the scariest film in that decade, it sparked the interest of the audience and filmmakers in the horror genre. That's why it is placed in the number 1 spot on our list.
मैंने उसका चेहरा देखा है.
तुम्हें इस किताब में लिखे मंत्रों को पढ़ के उसे अकेले में बुलाना होगा.
Now you have some bone-chilling movies to watch. Which film is scariest in your opinion? Tell us in comment section and hit like button. If you enjoy this countdown, then like and subscribe the Film Gossips for more amazing videos.